I've come in this afternoon to find out information about the new proposal to have a Sainsbury's supermarket. And I've been asking questions from these, I was going to say young women, but why not?
I'll take that. And I'm Sue, and I'm Town Planning Manager at Sainsbury's. And I'm Emily, I also work in the property team at Sainsbury's.
Good. And obviously the thing of interest is the plan, but also what you have to say here. So we'll look at what you have to say here first. 20,000 square feet sales space. How does that compare with Asda, for instance, in Barrow?
It's quite a bit smaller than the Asda in Barrow. Probably
Right.
the best comparison is to say it's similar size to Booths that
Right.
you already have, which is 19,000 square feet.
Right. Good, that's very helpful. And in terms of car parking spaces, you've got 260. That's presumably similar to Booths as well.
It's around the same, yes, and it's about the right number of spaces for a store of this size.
Right. Going down, you're proposing a petrol station with a car wash, which is located on the plan up here. And then you've got a customer restaurant.
Yeah.
Presumably that could be similar to Booths again.
It's slightly smaller. It's this sort of area on the plan. It's
Right.
just a small cafe.
It's more of a cafe than a restaurant.
It is.
Right. 150 new Sainsbury's jobs. I was asking you about those jobs, and you told me that roughly a third of them would be full-time,
Yes.
and 100 would be part-time.
It's usually
This is I was
1/3,
talking to
2/3,
earlier.
Yes.
Right. Okay. New pedestrian and vehicle access from Lightburn Road. What does that mean, actually?
This is the junction here, which we're looking at a traffic light junction at the moment into the site.
Which is Lightburn Road.
This is Lightburn Road.
Oh, is it? Oh, yes. I didn't know it was called that. Right. Yeah. So you're okay. We'll come back to that. And then the parking space. So that covers your main points there.
Yeah.
Let's look at the store itself then. You've got the main thing of interest is this intersection here, which is opposite Dalton Gate. And you've got the flow of traffic coming up from round the corner and the flow of traffic coming from Three Bridges. In order to cope with this traffic, there's a proposal that there would be traffic lights there.
Yes.
The alternate, obviously, is a roundabout, but that's a proposal that will become and discussed in detail. Off the traffic lights is a service road coming here to another island here with some units here, which we'll look at later. We've got the access road, the car parking here, and the store itself here. Here is the railway line, and the other side of the railway line are the houses associated with the drive, which are accessed from near the station. The site is going to be levelled, as I understand it. So you've got a little bit of height here, very busy A590. There is also access going to be required onto the service yard, which obviously won't be so many vehicles, but they will be large vehicles coming at different times of the day. Right, the supplementary issue is not part of the proposal, but is an option in the future, is that there could be business units coming down here. We were talking about the kind of products that would be sold by Sainsbury's, and they are similar, would you say, to what's been unsold to Booths, except you do go in for cheaper lines to a far greater degree? We
have perhaps a wider range in comparison to, say, Booths, where we have our basics lines, which is our best value line. We have our own branded range, which is by Sainsbury's, and then all the way through to Taste the Difference, which is more your premium product, which is a slightly higher price bracket and quality of goods. So we'd aim to provide something for everybody within the space and meet most budgetary requirements.
Right. And then I asked questions about Sainsbury's policy generally, and you said in the last year you've already built, or you're in the process of building,
about 1 million square feet.
Which is how many of these units?
About 15 new stores
Yeah.
and also quite a few convenience stores as well. And that also includes any extensions that we're doing. So that 1 million square feet is
Right.
new stores, extensions and convenience stores.
And at the moment, are there any other proposals in Cumbria other than Ulverston?
We're building Carlisle, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's new in
we're
Carlisle.
We're building the store.
That will
in
open
Right.
later this year.
Right, and otherwise you've got them at Lancaster, Morecambe
Penrith
and Penrith.
and Cockermouth,
Cockermouth, I
which
see.
our closest store to Ulverston is Morecambe, which is about 40 miles away.
Right. In terms of what you're actually going to sell,
Much more than 80%
90%
food. So,
food.
yeah, of the 20,000 square feet, 17,000 of those will be food, very much a food first store, with about 3,000 square feet non-food, which will be a small selection probably of books, magazines,
Right.
DVDs, electric.
you do include products that have that make a point of restricting packaging and making it really simple. So my memory of Sainsbury's, I think, was correct in that I could remember bags that just had flour on it and no other guff and how wonderful it was. It was just flour. And that was reassuring that if you just want that and you want to pay the least price, you're not paying for a lot of advertising and packaging, etc.
In recent years, despite difficult economic times, one of the things we know is that our customers' values are still important to them, and packaging is one issue that our customers raise with us, and we've made conscious efforts over recent times to make sure we are reducing and keeping packaging to a minimum so we can maintain freshness and quality, but also minimising any waste. When we build our stores and trade our stores, our policy is 100% recycled, and we don't send any waste to landfill. So we're always looking to put our products to good use.
Very good. And then the one thing that you were saying, that if people come and shop here, they'll be handy to the town.
We hope so, yeah, we hope that.
But I would argue that the distance of walking down Dalton Gate could put people off, but you've had people in here saying that that doesn't bother them.
Yes, I mean, there isn't a site of a size for us in the town centre, because we'd always look at town centre first, but for us this is the most convenient location for a supermarket that we can make a good scheme on, and we have had local people in who said that they would both visit our store and also shop in the town centre at the same time and have a link trip, and that's something we'll be working on, improving those linkages to the town centre to encourage people to do that as well.
I would argue that's wishful thinking, but that remains to be seen. That would be the worry in the town, that you end up putting local businesses out of business. You would argue that people are going to use supermarkets anyway, and you're saving them the trip of going to Barrett.
Absolutely, because we know that there's a high proportion of people who live in the area who travel outside Ulverston to do their main food shopping.
Right, yes.
About half of people who live in the area don't do their main shopping in Ulverston.
My biggest concern is if we look to the future, where economic situations are tricky and where petrol prices will be going up. Petrol prices going up means that transport costs go up, and you may at some point be forced to draw in your adventurous marketing and have to close stores because financial situations arise. And the concern then would be if, say in 20 years' time, you'd been here established and then had to close it for financial reasons, then you'd leave a big gap and there wouldn't be the structure of shops to survive.
But we think Ulverston is a town where a supermarket of this size would be a viable option, and we hope to trade it for many, many years. We have no plans to close any of our stores at the present time.
No. But if you can maintain at the same time a thriving local shops using local suppliers, this obviously doesn't suffer from transport costs because it's all local and is viable in quite difficult financial situations, perhaps.
I mean, our intention is to complement the rest of the town.
That's good.
And that's what we want to do to improve the strength of Ulverston as a town centre. And we're very happy to work with the local authority or talk to local traders about ways that we could work with them to provide a strong town and complement what they're doing.
unfortunately, that's what we'd expect you to say at this stage.
Okay, I mean, we have stores where they have invited traders
Oh, well,
into their foyer to have a pop-up shop.
Could you give me an example?
One in Bath.
Yeah, we had a store in Odd Down in Bath that did that.
In Bath?
Yes.
Right.
I can come up with some other
that's
cases
really
which I can
good.
provide you after this.
Oh, that's
and to
helpful.
us, it is somewhat new ground for us, but we're always looking to work with traders, see what might work for them, something we can take on board, and if they've got fresh ideas as well, we can consider those. And once our store, should it be successful, was opening,
Right.
they could work closely with the store manager to see what might work.
Okay.
We also have community notice boards and things like that where they can advertise.
Yes, good.
Neston's another very good example where we've got a store.
Where was that?
Neston on the Wirral.
Oh, yes.
Where we've got a store about this size, and there's a market that actually runs it's within a sort of a market area, and the
Right.
market traders and the store work very nicely together.
Brilliant.
The store manager visits the market stalls on a weekly basis,
Right.
and there's a lot of working together and complementary selling of goods. So
Right.
it can certainly work.
Good.
The start of the process before we submit a planning application. So we encourage people to come and have a look at our website after the next few days, take on board the information.
Which is where? That's
Let
easy
us
to
know
find.
The comments, it's www.sainsbury's-ulverston.co.uk.
Right, so you were saying if anybody has any further queries on what we've just been saying,
Yeah.
there's a leaflet here which has been produced, and there's a contact number which is 0800 319 6162. So if you have any queries, you can phone that number as well as going to the website.
Yes, so you can give your feedback on that website, drop us an email. There's a free post comment form on the leaflet as well if you want to put something in the post.
And in terms of planning, is the planning application gone in yet, or is
No planning application has gone in, so everything is subject to change and discussion at the moment.
And when could it go in?
We would like to submit the planning application this summer, so in the next few months, but obviously that's dependent on the feedback we receive in the meantime.
And if that was granted, you start building, when would that be? Would it be 2013? Do you think?
Yeah, 2014 is probably an opening date that we'd aspire to, which is about 2
right.
years' time.
Yeah.
But that's obviously subject to planning process, which could take 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, it depends
And
how
then
it goes.
after that, hopefully we would look to be on site, and that would be quite a smooth build process that we could complete within 12 months' timetable as well. But there's still lots to work out before we can...
Sure.
Definitely.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very
You did
much.
a brilliant
Nice
job,
to
I think.
You're welcome.